Thanks for showing up. This is Grace. This is Graceful Bricks. So today we're going to be continuing on our series of talking about the out of my head sculptures. As we talked about in the first video, these were ideas that I originally had while I was in the psych ward, actually. A place I don't recommend unless you truly need it, in which case please, please, please go. Your life is so important. You may not realize it right now. You may not realize it for a long time to come, but I guarantee you if you stick it out, it is worth it. And you'll realize it. You just got to give it time. So today I'm talking about two other sculptures. First up, we've got Annie. Now, as I mentioned before, I typically build them in a solid color. So in this case, we have a dark gray. There's a few different shades of gray in here. No pun intended. There are not 50. But I built it all out of gray because I wanted to show, again, how depression and anxiety and mental illness can really suck the life out of everything, leaving you in a world of black and white and grays. This one actually came about because I took my first few sculptures to a show, as I mentioned in the previous video, and the feedback was incredible. But I remember one person coming up to me, and I knew this person and had seen the stuff that they had built at the convention, and they were a big Teknik person, and they'd been involved in the Great Ball contraption, which, if you don't know what it is, it's a kinetic sculpture. It's a collaborative sculpture as well. So many different Lego fans will bring a chunk, just like a piece with all these mechanics going on in it, and it moves a ball from A to B. But it does it in incredible different ways, and then B connects up with someone else's chunk. And so they build a whole circuit with all the balls going around. It's really quite incredible. Take a moment, check out YouTube, and check out what the Great Ball contraption looks like, because it's a really neat thing. And if you've never seen one in person, I highly recommend that you check out a convention once they start happening again after the pandemic. So this person came up to me and was like, I love your work. It's really cool. Why don't you make one that moves? And I thought, yeah, right. I do not mess around with Teknik a lot. There's the Lego system, which is all bricks. There's the Duplo system, which is for little kids. They're much bigger bricks. There's the Teknik system. The Teknik system has gears and wheels and just all kinds of complicated stuff. When I was growing up, my brother played with Teknik. He was the one who understand how things moved and the working parts and building engines and suspension systems. And he became a car nut and was a mechanic for a while. Me, I did not do that stuff. So building one that moved, I sort of laughed and I put it away. Well, in the middle of that winter, my brain started going, yeah, we should build one that moves. So you have to be careful what you wish for. So I did. I built one that moved. It's fairly simple. It's fairly rudimentary, but it moves. So if you look on the top here, you can even see the little person swings around. So they go all the way around on this little path. There's a gear back here that allows them to move around. Now, what you probably can't see very well is the expression on this person's face. Let me bring it a bit closer. Let me see if I can get it a little less bright here. Yeah, that's about as best as I'm going to... Oh, there we go. This person is not happy. They have a ah expression. And it makes total sense why they're sort of screaming. Because this one is called Walking on Broken Glass. So all of these shiny bits up here are little chunks of glass. And the red part is where the person's bleeding. So, again, I thought to myself, this might be horribly graphic. This may be way too much for a Lego event. But having seen people come up and look at it, the number one thing kids think when they see this sculpture is, can I make him move? Number two, they say, is the red lava? To which I say, yeah, it could be. And we talk about it. And what do we talk about? We talk about the things that hurt us. The things that people say. Whether they're friends or parents or family or teachers. Especially in a young child's life, teachers hold so much power. And the little comments where they say, ugh, you didn't do a good job at that. Or, ugh, you're fat. Or, you're stupid. Or whatever, right? Those little comments that even as adults, we still carry with us. And, whether it's a bad review from our boss, whether it's a negative comment from a customer, whether it's a fight where your partner fights dirty and calls you a name or says something mean and disparaging. We all carry those things inside of us. And if we don't work it out, we just end up going around and around on broken glass, hurting ourselves endlessly. I had one kid who I was talking to about this, and he said, well, if they keep going around on broken glass, they're just going to cut themselves until they don't have legs anymore and they can't even walk. I said, yeah, that would be a sad state of affairs, but that is ultimately what would happen. He said, well, you got to get out of that cycle. You have to stop. And I agreed. I'm a big proponent of talking to therapists. I'm a big proponent of self-help groups, of groups where you can share your experience, like an AA or an NA or just circles where you can sit and share your struggles with other people and learn that you're not alone. Because you're not. You're not the only person that has these struggles. There's lots of people, and we all carry those little burdens inside of us. And we need to let them go. Because if we don't let them go, it just keeps hurting us. But once we let it go, we can get the heck out of that cycle, and we don't have to keep running around on broken glass. Incidentally, this sculpture, some sculptures I give nicknames. This one is Annie. My second sculpture today is this guy over here. It's called Brain Melt. And I'll tell you why. Let me tip it. See all that? That's melted Lego. Now, in fairness, it's not actually broken Lego. It's not melted Lego. I would never melt Lego. That would be just horrible and such a waste. This is melted non-Lego bricks. There's lots of other Lego-like bricks. Whether they be knockoffs with no name or whether they're brands like Connects or Constructs or Mega Blocks, whatever they are. I collect these and I have so many. And I don't use them because when I buy used lots from a vintage store, a thrift store, off Kijiji or online, then I end up sorting these out and I collect them in a big bucket. Once I've got usually 30 pounds worth, I sell it. And I sell it for $10. I give them away to teachers. I give them away to community centers where they need bricks to create a maker space. But on this instance, I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to melt them. I wanted to destroy them. It may have been a little bit of aggression against the knockoff brands. I will grant you that. But I wanted to melt them. It was the evil scientist. Come on. Who doesn't want to try melting their toys? So I did. Put them in the oven. And I'll tell you, at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, they get a little melty. Now, just a little soft. Perfect if you actually want to bend them into a funky shape, which I did. But at 400, those suckers melt down. It was great. It was not so great if you don't open the window in your apartment, because they also do stink. So be aware. And kids, don't be melting Lego without your parents' approval. And parents, don't be melting Lego. Send it to me. I'll take your Lego. Not the knockoff bricks, though. Give those away to a good cause. I don't need them. So I melted it down. And it was funny because I showed these pictures online and I thought, this is so cool. Like, mad scientist experimenting, right? People got really upset with me. And maybe you're upset with me right now. In which case, I'm sorry. Yes, I destroyed a kid's toy. But honestly, if you didn't cut your Barbie's hair, if you didn't break off the leg on your G.I. Joe, if you didn't blow up at least one Hot Wheels car, what kind of a childhood did you have? We all break things. It's okay. Like it was said in the second movie, you gotta move forward in life, otherwise you may as well be craggled. You know, you can put anything together, but everything breaks. Thanks, Rex Dangervest. True words. So, rather than just throw them out after I had destroyed these toys, I used them for art. So, I have them here on this sculpture, and I gotta tell you, a lot of people ask me about the melting. And I tell them about why I did it and the little wild deviant inside of me. And I gotta tell you, you know who loves this sculpture most of all? Moms of young kids. I'm not joking. They love this sculpture. They say every time they see it, they go, that's my head right now. Because moms have a lot on their plate. If they're working, and they got young kids, and they got all kinds of responsibilities, whether it's with the school board and the PTA meeting, or if it's just getting the kid to dance practice in time, and all the dinner and laundry. Oh, laundry. Gosh, I hate laundry. All these struggles. I have 2 kids of my own. I had melted brain for years. So, I understand this. But the other thing is, sometimes things just happen and life breaks. Can't fix it. But you can build out of it. You can rebuild something. It may not be the same. It may be wildly different. But you can try again. And you can rebuild stuff. And the tools and the techniques that you learned before, you can always grab those. Those never go away. Yeah, the bricks and the life that you built first may be gone. But find new bricks. Find a new life path. I've done it several times. It is hard going, but let me tell you, it is way better than the alternative. Because you have people in your life who care about you. You have people that love you. You have people that want to see you day in and day out. That want to spend their life sharing with you. Even if it's only a 10-minute call every few weeks. They count on that. They want that. They want to see you and be part of your life. So, don't just throw it out. Build it. Rebuild it. That's it for today's episode. If you liked this episode, please like it. Please subscribe. feel free to share it with your friends. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with people you dislike. I don't know why you'd be connected with them on Facebook, but that's your life. If you want to join me on Patreon and become one of my dearest, best friends ever, and join and become a patron of my work and my art, please consider it. Just look it up on Graceful Bricks at Patreon. You can join for as little as one coffee a month. It's true. One coffee a month makes a big difference to an artist. Or you could join for one coffee's worth a day. That's usually how people pitch it. In the Lego world, how about the cost of a minifig? Or a polybag? Heaven forbid, a new set. Right? Yeah. And I'm working on expanding what my members and my patrons get all the time. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. I want to connect more and to give you better value and to create better art with you. So, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a good day. I love you. Be safe. Try to be kind to people. Thank you.